Hello.
Good evening, Jack. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, pretty fine, man. I have to say, a matchup again that was played very well by you and the squad. You played excellently alongside everybody on the team. I want to start off with our operator bans because for me, I felt that there was one operator ban that was very specific. That's smoke being removed as you started on the defense. Many would look at it and say, are Navi trying to gimp themselves? But for me, it didn't feel like you even planned to play him at any point and was just to enable the Monty. What's your thoughts on it? What's the mindset behind it?
Yeah, so I mean, enabling the Monty, sure. We knew we wanted to play Monty most rounds. We have a few capable players who can play Monty on our team. So, yep, the smoke is great for that. But we also kind of looked at the Force defense and we see that they play a lot of smoke and can that clutch factor operators. We expected them to ban Goyo, to be honest, because we know they don't like that. So we just said, let's take away their smoke. And when they didn't ban the Goyo, we just abused it, I guess you could say. So it seemed to work out on the defense.
So on your defense, you and the rest of the team, but more specifically yourself, in the first two rounds, were going for these spawn peaks. You know that a team like Force is very effective usually on their attacking side as opposed to their defense, at least in comparison to their defense. Was this a form of psychological warfare that you were preparing, kind of put their mentality down before falling back, or what's the mindset behind it?
I mean, listen, Milos, I've been playing ranked for 6 months, you know what I mean? I gotta still do it in comp a little.
Yeah.
I wanted to peek the windows. And yeah, it is that kind of psychological warfare. It's getting in their heads, always need to watch a window. This guy might peek it, etc. So yeah, you're right. It's better both.
Yeah, it's sort of the the mindset of I have the reaction to do. I really have that itch that I really want to do it, but it also has the added benefit of kind of putting them on their edge. But yeah, I really like the strategy regardless. Now, there was one round where your team really faltered. It was on the attacking side, and you were attacking through bakery into kitchen. You lost 2 players very early on, and you try to recover. I don't know if you saw this, but Parker pointed it out very much during the cast that the bakery default cam was still set in place until the last second of the round, pretty much. What happened in that round on the attack for you that broke down, and how did you try to recover it and lost in the end?
Okay, so that's actually my fault. I take full responsibility for this. I called in the last round. I said, boys, we're 6-1 up. You know, we have a lot of rounds to play with here to get this win. Can we just rush bakery super quick? They might not be ready for it. They might be roaming above. I don't know. So I called it. It didn't work. I mean, it could have worked, but it didn't work. So yeah, that's my fault. I just said rush. So
okay, yeah. Fair enough. It's credit where credit's due, though. The rest of the team played very well. I have to say, it was very impressive to see how you guys, especially on the defense, were always so proficient at knowing when to push forward and find a kill, and when to just be happy with a couple drones picked off and fall back. How do you play into that? How do you get that information? Because it's so difficult for many people I know that are just watching and trying to learn from the professional players to have that game sense that helps you out in these moments.
So I don't know how much you've seen of what I was doing upstairs, especially in maybe the first 3 or 4 rounds of the match. But I was just trying to hide top floor as much as I could and get away with it. I got away with it for 2 rounds in a row. I got 5 kills in total, I think, from just hiding above. So if I did that in the first 3 rounds, they're going to maybe check for that every other round and slow down their whole push. So after that 3rd round of me hiding above, I tried to fall back a bit towards the white stairs area instead of playing so aggressive in piano. And that's when you seen me shooting the drones and running back. So I don't know, I was just trying some things and it seemed to work. So yeah, just a bit of both, bit of game sense, I guess.
Yeah, it seems like playing ranked for 6 months really prepares you for the worst, and it really imbues that sort of sneaky plays into you. So definitely playing well for you there, Doki. Anything, though, you'd like to say at the end of this interview to all the fans out there as Navi are still in the running? You guys can crack the top 2 yet again.
Yeah, I mean, that's the plan. Again, to all our supporters, I know we may have started off this season sloppy, and ever since winning Japan, some could argue that we have been on a kind of bad performance. But I'm here to assure you that we are back in full force. So thank you for sticking with us, and we are going to make sure we can return the favour in the coming months, in weeks and months. So yeah, and again, thank you to our great organisation for just providing us with everything we need, especially through these hard times. And yeah, just thanks everybody and stay safe.
All right. Well, stay safe yourself, Doki. Enjoy. We'll see you for the last play day on Monday. It's going to be huge. We can't wait to see Navi play one more time in this season before it's over. Good night. Bye-bye.
See you later. Good night.
Bonsoir, BiBoo. How are you doing?
Bonsoir. Good night. I'm good. I'm just feeling super good now. It's kind of hard these last weeks, so it's feeling good to just recover the win.
Yeah, definitely so. I mean, Vitality, you guys have had, one tie against Chaos. Is the point that you're able to get. Last time we saw a victory from you was played in number 7 in January before Invitational. So it definitely has been a while, and this is going to be a big boost for the team, regardless of what we look at it. But Team Empire taking them to Clubhouse. I want to ask you this. You were the team that had the last say on the bans. There was Coastline, there were Clubhouse, and you went for a Coastline ban to play on Club. How was this premeditated by US players and your coaching staff to take Empire to it?
To be honest, with the last results, we were more like we need to play on our comfort zone. Just don't think about counter them. Just play how we can, have fun. That's the most important now, to try to get a win. That's what we made. We had the choice between Coastline and Club. They were not doing really well on Coastline this last days, but we were like, it's always a good map for them, they were struggling maybe a little bit in defense, but it's still a good map for them. They come back against Chaos, and it's not a map that's known for our good plays on it. We are good on it, but not like as Empire did and are. So we said just go Clubhouse. Last week was just a mistake. To be honest, we didn't play good, like on border and stuff like that. The other team were very above us, but against Rogue it was more like we're not playing at very good, and we were doing a lot of mistakes. So just go back on Clubhouse, guys, on our comfort zone. Go fight Empire on the map, and they are not as confident as they were before. So just play as good as we know we can play, and do our best.
And I want to ask you about something, because you were talking about mistakes and stuff like that. A lot of people looking at a specific round where Stigi was playing Habana, you were attacking into cash and servers. There was only one bandit, there's no cloud or something being played by Team Empire, and they fully reinforced Garage. The Habana started opening up Garage and then used all of the rest of the Exkyrus to open up the wall. Was that done on purpose so you could open server wall, or was it a mistake?
No, it was not a mistake. Like when I'm talking about mistake, it's more like a micro game and macro game. That's timings and stuff like that. Maybe stuff, but not like on big stuff like that. Like the Outbreacher and like a Thatcher. We are doing good on this part. It's more like on the timings and try to be coordinated. Sometimes it's hard, but now. Yeah, it was doing on purpose. Stigi does his job, what we asked for him, and he did it good. We just I think it's on the run where we try to rush. I'm not sure, but it was just a try.
It definitely looked like it in that way, because you might look at it from the outside, not knowing what the strategy was. You think of it as a mistake, but it was premeditated, pre-planned.
Yeah, it's more like it was more like we have 5-1 advantage leads. Just try to rush to surprise them. Maybe it will work. And if it's not working, we are still 5-2 lead. So it's okay, guys. We can try test. And like I said, we are trying to get fun. So a rush is always fun when it's going good. But they were prepared.
Definitely so. Well, Empire ended up banning the Goyo, and you guys went for the Valkyrie. Was this a specific ban going from you so you could leave the meta open to play her later?
The fact is, like, we knew that Dan is really good on his Valkyrie and playing always Valkyrie, and we know that it's hard to have like an IQ on the comp, especially on Clubhouse, because you need to a lot of stuff like Thatcher, Termite, Ibana is like obvious picks, and after it's like you need explosive because there is shield, but sometimes there is Echo Drone and Valk. So we ban one, so like this they have no a comfort pick for Dan. And at the same time, they don't ban Mira. It was like, okay, they ban Goyo because they are not playing Goyo a lot too. But it's okay. We know that they will probably not play Mira because they are not used to it. So we try on once round and it works perfectly well. And after we just played our game, and yeah, it was it was doing on purpose too for the ban, and I think it worked well for us.
It definitely did, and kudos to Goga playing the bandit so exceptionally well for the team and surviving so long inside a bathroom on that bedroom and gym take. So overall, very well done. This is the team vitality that you wanted to see through the second half. We wanted to see since the start of this season. So you're here on Interview, BiBoo. This is the season that everybody's taking as the trial season. Make sure you iron out your problems so you can prepare for the future. So anything you'd like to say to all the fans out there that have been supporting Vitality since day one in PL?
Just thanks to all those fans and supporters that we have, because it was a hard period. It's still one. It's not because we won. We have one win that it's down. We still have a lot of issues sometimes. So we need to fix it, and we are trying to do it. Everyone on the team, the staff and head staff, players, analysts, coach, like everyone is doing his best to solve this. But it's hard sometimes because you don't have any solutions, and you are in a bad mood. So thanks to all the support every day. It's like it's so awesome to have these supporters. So thanks. And yeah, I'm playing with fucking great guys, because Hungary is always positive. Sorry for the word, but it's obvious. Hungary is always positive. Really is always a great player. You look at he's just dropped 13 kills and 2 deaths.
Yeah.
He carried so much around. Goga too is trying his best every day with the bad mood that we have, and it's good. And Stiggy too, trying to push himself every day too, and it's so good to play with players like this. So yeah, thanks everyone, and we'll try to get a win for the last match. Thanks.
Yeah, it's a big game coming up. It's going to be Vitality versus BDS in that last play day number 14, April 13th. That's Monday night. So Bastien, thank you again. A great game from Vitality. So we can't wait to see what you have in store for us between Afi and Liliun for your strategies as well. In the next game, a lot to prepare against BDS, I'm sure. Until then, bonne soirée, bonne nuit. Bye-bye.
Thanks, bonne soirée. Goodbye.
Bonsoir, Rize. Congratulations on your victory.
Thank you very much. Hello.
I mean, we just talked about it. Rogue winning 1 point would have put you ahead of everybody. You win all 3 of them, and now you're number 1 in EU. No one can take the throne away from you. You're going to get the maximum amount of cash and dosh at the end of this play week. I'm sure the organization is very, very happy, even though Lanefust has, shaved all of his head off during, this pandemic. But congratulations. I have to say, it looked like you guys were trying to have as much fun as possible during the matchup in some way in certain positions.
Definitely, if you listen to the last voice comms that Rogue published on Twitter, I think it was yesterday. If you just listen to the BDS match, we were just having a lot of fun. I mean, we didn't really we didn't really do any other strats than we had before. We just played our regular game with another vision of the game. Higgs is not leading anymore. We kind of have a participating lead, which allows him to perform much more, because Higgs is at the end of the day an amazing player, and it's always difficult to perform when you have to lead a bunch of monkeys like we are. So we're just having fun right now, and it feels good to play pretty games like this.
Definitely so. And Aces was jumping around having a lot of fun with the team. You guys knew that it was only a matter of time, but this is one matchup against Chaos. You talked about the squad and some of the players kind of doing their own thing sometimes to distract themselves. But, in this game, you were dominant pretty much the whole time. Chaos were able to get those 3 rounds off some of their flanks, but it seems like everybody on Rogue was ready for what Chaos had to throw against them. But I want to ask, what was the whole deal with picking the Twitch early on? I think Rips was on it. Were you expecting a Mira being played from Chaos?
Well, no, there is no Thatcher, and we had to get rid of the guide charges. well, it's also strong against Mira. We didn't really expect it, but we are used to play border with Mira, so it's always good to have a twitch on it. I think the idea came up to bring more nades actually to get rid of the claws instead of the twitch, because it's really difficult to get it with the shock drone anyway. But I think we just decided to avoid the kite positions and go on the other side and try to take space on the other side of the map, because border allows it. It's a map you can choose a side to attack on and, well, just focus on it. And we are used to attack T1 usually, and this time we just went for office attacks, and I think Maurice just yielded in and had 3 kills, so it allowed us to have the perfect control of the round.
One thing I want to ask when it comes to the utility you were bringing, there's a round where you had the Goyo in, you had the Mira too, and you had only one Nitro cell played on the mute. No one else was bringing the Nitro, not even the Mira. What's the mindset behind that?
The mindset behind having what? Excuse me? I didn't understand the question.
I don't know if you heard me well, but there was one round on the defense where you had a Mira, you were bringing Goyo as well, but the only operator that was bringing a Nitro cell was the mute, and everybody was kind of bringing impacts for the Goyo and barbed wire for the Mira. Is there a reason for that?
Not really. It's just we just made a strat on the fly, and we kind of needed to, well, be able to make some holes. The strat where Goyo has impact is, I believe it's the one you're talking about. I believe it's the one armory where we have only one wall reinforced T1, and the other part is soft. We have fiddles on it, and for example, if the opponent tries to open it with the XKRs or thermite charges, Rips, who's playing the Goyo, can just impact trick it and, well, deny the opening of it. And since we have like shields in T1, it's really difficult for the opponent to take the good angles out of it, since you have the reinforcement, which is still holding because of the impact trick. And, well, the good angles from what we call box, the small room next to the side, and the half walls. We have like multiple crossfires. It's really difficult for the attackers to go in, and, well, Goyo is perfect for that because he has the impacts and he has the 3 shields. So yeah, that's the idea.
Definitely makes a lot of sense in this case. Well, Rize, I'm going to leave the podium for you here as you guys are victorious. You're number 1 in the region. There's no LAN event here, so you can't get knocked out in quarterfinals through there. But anything you'd like to say to all the fans that have been supporting Rogue throughout this whole time, and eventually to your victory as number 1 in EU?
Definitely. I would like to say thank you, and also arigatou gozaimasu, because I had a lot of Japanese fans coming on my streams lately, and I know that well, we should not forget the Japanese support we have in this roster. So thank you to all of you guys, Rogue Nation, and, well, all the fans that are not really part of Rogue Nation but are part of Rogue Nation in my heart. So yeah, thank you.
So thank you to everybody supporting them. Of course, Japan was absolutely amazing, and all the fans out there were awesome in their own way. So hopefully one day we'll be able to return. Who knows? And again, Rize, congratulations. You are number 1 in EU. You still have one more game to go. That's against Team Empire. That'll be on Monday for all the fans that are watching. Game number 1, if I'm not mistaken. Until then, arrivederci and good night. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Good night.